I would love to see the verse. I'm not trying to disagree necessarily, but as far as this this verse goes, um, I mean, we can all agree that culture is shared and culture is reinterpreted. So is this really an argument against God just because Paul uses scripture that he is aware of in his writings in the epistles? Is that really like, oh, this is an actual rock in Paul's writings?
I don't think it's an argument against God. I think it's an argument against Yahweh. I think it's an argument against Yahweh being somebody who Jesus was not related to.
Argument against Yahweh.
Jesus is
definitely not an argument against God. It's an argument against understanding Jesus as somebody who was against the God of the Hebrew Scriptures.
Just because Paul is relating Jesus Christ to the rock that is in Exodus, that's an argument.
Yeah, he's placing Jesus at the center of the Exodus story, right?
Okay, so is that Paul simply trying to relate scripture that he might find important, or
the God of the God of the Exodus story is Yahweh?
Or are you trying to make it in a framework where the Bible is infallible and inerrant? Or like, what are you trying to do?
No, I don't. Do you really think I think that?
I hope not.
Yeah, I don't think that at all. I think they're all stories told to prove a point that have, at best, limited historical veracity.
And I agree. So what's
the
dispute?
What I'm trying to say is, like, you're identifying as this bespoke version of Christianity, and I get that. But how do you square textual evidence within the textual tradition that seems to discount that?
Why do I need to square it?
I guess to think that what you believe makes sense, but I guess
I don't believe in the Bible, dude.
So in what sense do you see yourself as Christian?
I believe in Jesus Christ.
But how would you know about him without the Bible?
And he was resurrected. What more do I
need?
Do I need to believe every single word of the Bible? And I would follow up with, okay, which Bible? Which books?
Okay,
which translations? Right. Which canons? Do I have to believe in KJV, or can I believe in Hebrew and Greek? Do I have to believe in 66?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What he's saying is true. Like, you don't have to believe the whole Bible to be a Christian or to have.
So just to be clear, but how do you know that any of the story is true if you?
I don't. That's why it's called faith.
No, but there's evidence. There's evidence, like there's the empty tomb and stuff, right? Like there's evidence.
No, the empty tomb is a story in a book, just like the crucifixion.
No, but it's accepted by, it's got a historical basis too, right? Like the fact that
not really.
Even like there's not a single named person who ever put pen to paper who's otherwise known to history that describes anything happening at the empty tomb. Let me finish, guys. Even if you accept the Gospels as testimony, the Gospels do not contain an eyewitness to the resurrection. There is not a single eyewitness account of the resurrection of Jesus. There's an eyewitness account of the resurrection of Jairus' daughter. There's an eyewitness account of the resurrection of Lazarus.
Eyewitness.
But there's not of Jesus.
Oh my goodness! Please, TBS, do not make Christians look bad here.
I'm doing my
best to make Christians not look stupid.
How is John not an eyewitness?
And you're just pooping.
How is John not an eyewitness?
All the things I'm trying to
explain to me how he's not an eyewitness.
I'm saying John's gospel doesn't describe the resurrection.
No, I'm not saying he describes the resurrection, but he's described the
right. He has eyewitness testimony to the resurrection of Lazarus,
eyewitness,
but not of Jesus.
Hold on. His eyewitness testimony of the risen Jesus and
Yeah,
of the
that's not a witness
tomb.
to the resurrection. Jesus
No,
couldn't
no,
have
we don't
an
need
identity
a
sin.
witness to the
Okay,
resurrection.
hold
We need a
on,
witness
Kurt.
to the fact that he
TBS.
rose.
One second. TBS, are you familiar with what hearsay is?
No, John is John is an eyewitness to the risen Christ, not to the resurrection.
What evidence do you have of that, TBS?
He wrote the book, the Gospel of John. He wrote the first letter of John.
Where did he get his information from to write that book?
He's the eyewitness.
How do you know that?
Because he says that and it's reliable. It's like it's
Where?
a reliable claim.
No, John doesn't say he's an eyewitness.
Yeah, he does. Yes. He
That's
absolutely
false.
does.
TBS, no, hold on, Kurt.
He doesn't.
Kurt, hold on. TBS, where does it say that?
In First John, he says it.
Where? What verse?
First John, chapter 1, verse 1 and 2 or something.
Oh, 1 and 2 or something. Okay.
You're talking about the Johannine prologue is just like the.
No, I'm talking about First John,
Gospel.
the letter.
Yeah, the First John prologue is very similar to the John 1 and 2 in the Gospel of John.
It's also First John is like basically Genesis. So, I'm sorry that you cannot accept that the Gospels were not written by anyone who witnessed Jesus Christ. And also, I would ask you this.
How do you know that?
I would ask you this, TBS.
That's not true.
Real quick.
How
I would
do you
ask
know
you this,
that?
TBS.
How do you know that?
Why did only maybe perhaps one of the disciples actually follow Jesus Christ to his
real fast? TBS, you are muted for 2 minutes unless you say onomatopoeia 3 times real fast.
Okay. Onomatopoeia, onomatopoeia, onomatopoeia.
All right. Thank you for the super chat. Looks like you're good to go for a little bit until somebody force mutes.
Thank you. Anyway, so TBS, why did most of the disciples puss out on following Jesus Christ to the cross? Are they just fucking pussies? Why did all the women follow them? Did those mans not have a fucking dick or balls? What was their fucking problem? Huh?
Wow, dude, the cringe level in this way. He just went from having like an intelligent conversation about historical evidence.
Yeah, because you're too fucking retarded to get it with actual conversation. So I'm trying to stop fucking mouth.
Wow, you're such an erudite
sense of history here.
Such a well justified logical argument.
Canadian, so what the fuck do I give?
Is that like anyway? Look, all I'm saying is John's letter states that he's an eyewitness, and he wrote the Gospel of John. Therefore, he's an eyewitness who wrote the Gospel of John.
Actually, they're saying that was too slow to run a Bible study, so you're muted for 2 minutes. The audience decided that was not quick enough.
Wow.
All right, Mike. Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Look, what you're gonna do.
Kurt, at least you and I can agree that none of the Gospels were written by eyewitnesses.
Because he said that guy was claiming to be like a Christian or something, or like a believer.
Yeah, I know.
And he's talking like that about the disciples.
I know. So wicked, dude. Unbelievable.
Okay. I'm studying the Bible in Toronto. 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 Studying the Bible with Mike, Sam, Pat. These other YouTubers are just so trash. Hit the thumbs up if you want to support. Go follow Mike as he follows the Lord. I'm studying the Bible in Toronto. 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 You better watch out, Mike's calling out the shills. If you're not free grace, you need to sit down and chill. We're not hyper grace, you know we keep it real. Eternally secure, you know that we're sealed. We don't back low, we're not workspace heretics. Mike's not in it for the money, trying to get a lick. They out here selling their souls for a couple clicks. Becoming Freemasons so they can't just get rich. I'm studying the Bible in Toronto. 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 Shout out to Mike Sampat. Check out his channel, Toronto Bible Study. Subscribe and like.